from West Hollywood. It's the talk show everybody's talking about. Born to Kibitz! With your host, he's the man who would be king, the man with one red shoe, the man who shot Liberty Valance. Please welcome Corky Bernstein.
Well, hello, and welcome to Born to Kibitz. I'm your host, Corky Bernstein, host of Born to Kibitz, and welcome to our fabulous show. We love you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your letters, your tweets, your faxes, your emails, all your letters of support. Here's one from our number one fan who writes, Dear Corky, why can't oi in Yiddish mean the same as oi in Spanish? In Yiddish, it's a complaint. In Spanish, it's a climax. Oi, oi. That's funny. Well, thank you. Love your show, Edna Greenblatt. We love you, Edna. P.S. She writes, if Donald Trump called you right now, what would you ask him? Donald Trump called me right now. What would I ask him? Is it true you do your best work sitting on Mexican jumping beans? Did I just hear a rim shot? I think I did just hear a rim shot. 5.3 quake topples Botox bottle in Beverly Hills. Kim Jong-un trades North Korean missile tests for hip new look at Fantastic Sam's. Caution, ex-Scientologists say L. Ron Hubbard way leads to dead end. Best remembered for her humor, Barbara Bush laughed out loud when told she looked like the Quaker Oats guy. Deepak Chopra's inner child escapes, finds inner peace in Priyanka Chopra. Coco the Gorilla writes best-selling memoir entitled Shit Happens. And for the first time, all America agrees that Cabinet head Ben Carson is so dumb he spells HUD backwards. D-U-H. Duh. And welcome back. I'm your host, Corky Bernstein, and boy, do we have a surprise guest for you, ladies and gentlemen. He's considered America's, if he's not one of America's most controversial clergymen, I don't know who is, and he's here to tell us all about it, along with his new book, The Father, the Son, and the Girl Next Door. Father Biff Mcgoogle. Biff Mcgoogle.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Born to Kibitz.
Thank you, my son. Thank you.
Wow, what a thrill it is to have you on our show, Father, the good Father.
Well, it's, and they say every day above ground.
You're alive and well, huh?
Day.
I loved your book. And I've read all three books.
All of them?
Yeah, your first book, Jesus Christ, What a Guy.
That was...
Yeah. Your second book, the big book of Bible Battle.
Babel.
Bible Battle.
The big book of Bible Babel. But the third book is the book.
Yeah, that's your tour de farce, huh? Wow.
Tough book to write.
I was taken by the title, The Father, the Son, and the Girl Next Door. What?
This emanated from the Lost Book of Enoch.
Oh, okay.
Now, the Lost Book of Enoch was only discovered in the early 2000s at an archaeological dig in Tunisia.
Wow.
And it was a couple of years before it was translated from the original Hebrew to English. Uh-huh. The book is fascinating. It's basically outtakes from the Bible.
Right.
It's things that the Bible, there are omissions from the Bible. Enoch not only had a stutter, but he also had a lisp.
Oh, really?
A stutter and a lisp. As a result, very few people could understand what he was saying. Uh-huh. And although he wasn't one of the disciples, he hung around with that group. And everyone confided in him. Everyone talked to Enoch because they figured, how's he going to repeat it? No one can understand a word he says.
Oh, that's interesting.
So everyone confided their deepest, darkest secrets in Enoch.
He was a fly on the wall.
Even though he never talked, and he couldn't communicate this to anyone, what nobody knew was he was writing down every word.
Oh, wow. He's like
everything.
Tabloid journalist for the new improved Bible.
Exactly.
Wow.
So
they didn't have a clue?
No one. I mean, it wasn't in the Bible that John the Baptist had a peanut allergy.
No, it wasn't.
No. Enoch wrote that.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
So unknown facts about the Bible.
It was all... Granted, a lot of it is anecdotal.
Right.
But they're anecdotes about people that we've come to know and love and worship and honor and all of this.
And does this change our image of them? Well, go ahead.
Well,
I don't want to.
If anything, you know what? It makes them human.
Yeah, there you go.
It humanizes them.
Are you talking about the apostles right now?
Yeah.
Like, for example,
Well, St. Peter.
Right.
He was afraid of bugs.
St. Peter was afraid of bugs.
Was afraid of bugs.
Wow.
And the little known fact, and why it's not in the Bible, I don't know. I don't. Philip.
Right.
Had tiny feet.
The Apostle Philip had tiny feet.
He had to walk very slowly because he'd fall right off his feet. Little tiny, like baby feet.
Oh my God!
Things we didn't. We would
I
never
can see
have
why
known.
they wouldn't include that in the Bible. It's kind of a turn.
Thomas was the most well-endowed disciple.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People would pay shekels to see his member.
Aha. Well, now I can.
They didn't want that in the Bible.
No, they want a PG Bible.
Thaddeus couldn't pee in front of other people.
I've got that problem.
Yeah,
he was pee shy.
That was his.
That
was his thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Simon.
Did he overcome the problem? You usually have to count.
I don't know. I don't.
Okay.
I think Enoch covered that and then went on to. Lot's
funny?
wife was a wino and all of that kind of thing.
Lot's wife was a wino.
Did
she know about Delilah, for example? I heard that. Did Enoch write about Delilah? Did she left his Samson's hair in bangs and ringlets?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, he mentions that. He also says Gomorrah was a beautiful neighborhood.
Right. Oh, Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah, he said you ride around Gomorrah. He said it was just a lovely place and not at all like it's made out to be. And
well, it turned into salt, didn't it?
Yeah, didn't Lot turn into salt?
Oh, was he turned into salt?
No, I don't remember.
Did his wife turn into pepper?
Salt could be.
Wow.
Could be.
That's interesting.
Wow. So when Moses, amazing fact,
right.
When Moses parted the Red Sea,
right,
not one fish was harmed.
No animals were harmed in the making of this movie,
Not one fish.
Yeah. Now tell us.
Which begs the question that Enoch also asked, which was, if he could turn water into wine,
right,
why is not the Pacific Ocean a nice Zinfandel?
That's right. Next door, but how does it segue to the girl next door?
Let me explain that. That was also part of Enoch's writing.
Right.
Jesus lived next door to a family for whom he was doing a good deal of carpentry work.
Right.
Now, their daughter, Fanush, while Dad was out working the fields and Mom was out at the market, Jesus was in the place working on his carpentry, and there was Fanush, who was
a knockout.
Apparently beautiful. I mean, beautiful. And according to Enoch, Jesus had a bit of a dalliance, with Fanush.
Oh, okay. And the girl next door.
I wanted to name the book, I wanted to call the book The Father, the Son, and Fanush.
No, that doesn't work.
The publisher said, no, Father, Son, and the girl next door.
That's
okay.
So there was a girl next door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fanush. Yeah.
Wow. Well, you know what? I can see why they did edit that out of the New Testament because, Christ is the birth of the Immaculate Conception.
Well, my current church, which is Our Lady of Immaculate Carpeting.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, we're doing wonderfully. We called it the Our Lady of Immaculate Carpeting to try to bring housewives in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To try to domesticate the church and all. We tried a number of things because I wanted to attract people to the church who lost souls,
castaways,
sheep who'd gotten lost, who'd lost their way, and. We tried everything.
I know.
I opened in Pennsylvania once. I had the Church of Hammacher Schlemmer.
That I couldn't. That I had to follow because I don't know what Hammacher Schlemmer.
It's a catalog.
Oh, it's a catalog.
Yeah, but they subsidize us financially, so we called it We had
that didn't work.
The Blessed Church of Jack.
Right. I read about that where congregants prayed to
Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels.
On Friday night, we would have a Jack Daniels service.
Was that to appeal to the alcoholic segment of the just to get
Whatever
them
it
in?
takes.
Right.
You know, whatever it takes to put asses in pews.
Right.
You know, that's.
But speaking of which, your critics. I know you don't like the word critics or skeptics
I'm so
or
used
naysayers,
to it by this time.
but when they, responded to the House of Jack, the Church of Jack, you also did a church that you were busted for running a meth lab in one of your churches, weren't you?
Dothan, Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Blessed Church of Goodness. We.
What was the reason for the
They
meth lab?
discovered a meth lab in the basement of the church.
Right.
Now, a bunch of kids came to me and said, "We have no place to work on our science project." And we don't want to do it at school because we're trying for a science prize.
Okay.
And if people see what we're doing, they'll steal the idea and we'll never get it.
But it was meth. It was
So
speed.
could we do our science project in the basement of the church? I said,
"Oh, they did.
children, my son, please
They
go
duped-
ahead." They opened a meth lab.
They duped you.
And
so you
yes,
were duped.
Yes, I did.
Well, that explains why you've got a rap sheet but no convictions. You were kicked out of Carlsbad, California.
I was.
As I recall.
I was
For
the Little Red Church of Carlsbad. Yeah.
What happened in their circumstances? I heard you were running a dating service. Was that the
That's
one?
what they
or-
said. I thought our gals. I thought our gals were helping the lonely. You know?
You did?
Yeah. I thought they were visiting homeless.
Well, Jesus.
And
What
all.
Jesus said in the New Testament, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. They were talking about Mary Magdalene, who was the lady of the evening. Is that true?
I think so.
And
I think so.
you didn't see any stones were cast. So there's something spiritual and puritanical about the fact that you were helping the lonely with girls of the evening.
There's a
Maybe,
bit of
I don't know.
There's a bit of
Is it a
hypocrisy
stretch?
in the Bible.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
But now you've come full circle with the Church of Immaculate Carpeting.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Our Lady of Immaculate Carpeting.
Our Lady. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's a lovely church. It's an open, participatory service. People bring their own wafers.
Right.
It's a lovely church, and
Well, I can understand, but your critics, I hate to bring that up again, but
my critics have been on me since day one. I used to give very controversial sermons.
Right.
It's
You gave
okay.
one
It's okay to dance with God if you let Him lead.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, I took a lot of heat for that.
Yeah. Something about Good Friday on...
Every Friday is Good Friday if
Right.
you have plans for the weekend.
Wrote one about the Golden Rule, didn't you?
I got in trouble for the gold.
Do unto others before...
Oh yes, do unto others every chance you get.
Well, that is controversial.
Yeah. But a lot of
And
this came from the torture I endured as a child. You know.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that.
From
Now
the nuns and
let's
all.
talk about that.
Please.
You were raised Catholic. You were born. Where were you raised? And the chapter you dedicated a whole chapter to Sister Catherine, and you said if there was an evil nun, she was the one.
If I can correct you, it was Sister Kathleen.
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 Tell us about Sister Kathleen a little bit.
It started. She would always smack me with a ruler.
Right.
All right, and that's the proverbial, story is.
Well, that's how they start out.
Sister Kathleen used to smack me with a fire extinguisher.
Oh no!
And those really hurt.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, and she wasn't even the worst one.
Right.
Sister Agnes.
Uh-oh. Sister Agnes.
Sister Agnes once stapled my ears to my head for not listening.
Oh, that is cold.
And not only that, it hurts.
Yeah, I bet.
And
so you cried? You were in pain?
well, it was as painful taking the
humiliating.
staples out as it was when they got put into my head.
Anybody come to the rescue, or did
No.
they report it?
No.
Or
Father Mullally, he was so drunk he was laughing himself silly. And then a few months later, Sister Agnes again
right?
accused me of talking and stapled my lips closed.
For God's sake.
Yeah, that hurts.
I mean, I didn't mean to say for God's sake.
No, that's right.
But we do that. We say it wasn't for God's sakes. It was for man's sake.
It's not like you used his name in vain. But
no. But I mean, it's like... that could do...
She was a terror with the stapler.
Yeah.
If I just saw her
what kinds of things would you say that triggered her fury? Were you rebellious? Were you?
I questioned a lot of things.
About God?
About God, a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things, you know.
For example, what kinds of things?
I would say if he could turn water into wine,
why not make it a fine cabaret?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I see.
Why isn't Lake Mead a nice Beaujolais? Why?
You were kind of the class clown, too. Did you get some laughs on that?
No,
I would think
mostly
so.
hit with fire extinguishers and staples on my face. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
And what motivated you to go into...
coaching?
Well, more like theology, I was going to say.
Theology.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, was it to create a church where you're not hit over the head with a fire extinguisher, or you're?
No, I got into it before that. I mean, that was a result of it and all.
Right.
What led me to it?
Yeah, you know, like.
Yeah, I know what inspired me to seize that as a calling.
What made you want to go into the priesthood?
Well,
you're an ordained father.
I knew I couldn't be a hockey player.
Oh no!
So yeah,
it wasn't your first passion.
That was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was. But I couldn't skate.
Yeah.
So it was so limiting.
But you have to have some gift in this business. I mean, your sermons are terrific. You had a unusual.
My sermons are what I pride myself in.
Yeah.
Because.
And is there a basic message that that encapsulates your philosophy or your spiritual belief that enamors your congregants to pay attention and keep on coming to church every Sunday?
It's just to be aware.
Uh-huh.
If you kneel to God,
right,
and the man in front of you does not kneel,
right,
you're facing an ass.
Okay.
You're a very pretty man.
Oh, thank you, Father. Fist bump. Did you ever...
No, I mean it. You have beautiful eyes. You do.
I was just going to say that terrible thing about, sexual molestation in the priesthood.
Yeah, it happened.
What about, is that something sensitive that I should even bring up with you when you were a kid? Weren't you an altar boy, and was there anything?
Yes.
Anything?
Father Giuseppe Voltano.
Right.
Father Giuseppe Voltano made a play for almost every altar boy and every choir boy.
Right.
Except me.
Except you.
Except me. I was devastated.
Oh, no.
Really?
Oh, no.
Every day I would go home and go, what's wrong with me?
Oh, no.
What's wrong with me?
Oh, dear Mama.
He likes Kevin. He likes Patrick. He likes Liam. Me, nothing.
Wow.
I would bring him presents.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And even when they caught him for being a pedophile and all this,
right,
they had a lot of trouble getting people to testify against him because he was so beloved.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. He claimed it was all consensual.
Oh, yeah, well, you're like 10 years old. Huh?
Yeah. But he was, like I said, they had trouble convicting him.
But you were the other way.
But he had no interest in me. I used to wear tight pants.
Oh, my God.
I used to wear pants as tight as I could.
Oh, wait, maybe we shouldn't.
Hi, Father Valtone. Hello. Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, okay.
And then, but I had to hear it from all the other kids. I had a milkshake with Father Giuseppe last night.
Oh, no, they made you jealous, huh?
Please.
I've never heard that angle
Please.
before. Wow.
That was horrible.
You know, again, your critics, I hate to bring it up, but they said you're Jim Jones without Kool-Aid. They said you are to the ministry what Lorena Bobbitt was to penile extension surgery. I read that in Kirkus Review. What does that do to you when you hear things like that? Does it
Haters.
Haters. Is that what they are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haters and disbelievers.
Yeah.
And I don't hold any malice toward them.
Yeah, that's right.
Those who don't understand, don't understand.
Right.
So you can't expect them to use any rational logic to.
So it didn't hurt your feelings?
No.
Have you ever felt revenge? Did you ever want to...
Revenge? No.
Yeah. No revenge against Sister Kathleen? No revenge against Sister
no,
Agnes?
I forgave her every time.
That's the beauty of you.
I forgave her with my lips stapled.
No.
Oh, yeah. Trying to forgive her with my lips stapled.
Oh, my God.
It's all right. It's all right.
You are a special young man who grew into an accountable
Thank you, sir.
member of the priesthood.
I'll bet you're a good dancer. Are you?
You want to get on Dancing with the Stars and find out?
Why don't we have some coffee?
No, thanks.
Now, come on.
Yes, we'll have some coffee afterwards and talk.
I would like that.
I learned that old
You're a
rule in
handsome
improv.
man.
Yes, but no but.
You're a handsome.
Are you married yourself? Have you ever, as a member of the priest, you can't get married, can you?
I'm married to Jesus.
You're married to Jesus.
In a sense.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, Gandhi said, I like Christ, but I don't like Christians. And I understand what he means by that. Christ, if Christ came back today and saw what's going on in the world, what do you think he'd say or do?
First, he would say to Gandhi, have a burger. Have a sandwich. Stop it. Please. You're going to waste away to nothing. No wonder you wear a pillowcase for clothing.
You're a funny dude. Do people tell you that?
No.
Oh, my God.
No.
I think that's the reason
you must get hit on like every day. Does someone?
Every once in a while, I do.
I would
Father.
think so.
Huh? Yeah.
You got a movie star thing.
You like guys, huh? Have you ever had a boyfriend before?
I like people.
You like people.
I like
Good.
people. Men, women, children.
Well, you're making me blush a little bit. Now,
I'd love to go dancing sometime.
You know what, Father?
Just you and me hit a couple of clubs.
We're running out of time.
Couple of clubs, couple of little nightcaps.
Oh, Father, you're making me blush.
What about? Could be you didn't want to.
What
mention
about porn in the Bible? I heard Rebecca had a great rack, or Esther had a great rack. Did they talk about that?
Well, the first profanity ever published in the Bible was who did you just mention?
Moses or Rebecca?
Rebecca said to King Agamemnon, kiss my codpiece.
Shake my hand. We gotta go. This is too much. There's going to be part 2, folks, if you can handle it. And meantime, your mind is like a parachute. It works best when
you believe. You believe.
Father Biff Mcgoogle, ladies and gentlemen. Fist bump, Father. Wow. Here's one for the Lord.
He deserves one.
He deserves it.